Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I had to redo part 2 because I got interrupted my last time, so I'm going to show the cards I did open up when I first recorded, and I'm going to go into stuff I haven't opened yet. So, yeah. So, card I got this past week when I was out of town, is my uncle gave me it, and I'll show those the cards he gave me in other weekly videos. But this is Mark Martin's number 6 paint scheme from the 90s in a classic hot rod looking Ford, old Ford, which is really cool looking. I really like this. That's pretty cool to add, like the way it looks. Next up, I'm just adding this to the collection, is Dale Jr.'s 2017 Memorial Day Coke 600 paint scheme, which is pretty cool looking. I like this, how this car looks. It's a nice car to add to the collection, so yeah, that's a cool one. Next up's a new Matchbox, starting with this fire truck. It's like a 1950s style fire truck, and it's pretty cool looking. I like that yellow. Rims are really nice. Just looks really cool. It looks like this looks like a truck from the fire truck from the 50s. So I also thought that was pretty cool about this one. So that's pretty cool. Next up is a Land Rover 1965 Land Rover Gen 2. And it's extra fire looking paint scheme. Really cool car. I like the way it looks. And yeah, I think I have this one. If I don't, it's going to be added to the collection. So yeah, this is a pretty cool one. I'm glad to find this one. It's a nice little Land Rover. Next up, the last Matchbox I found is the Audi e-tron. Pretty cool car. It's a basic paint scheme in front and rear decals, which is all I need. So it's a really nice looking Audi. So that's really cool. Really got to find that one. Next up is it's my last Matchbox I found, but it's a really cool plane. It's the Warthog, basically, which is helps. It's a pretty cool plane from the Air Force uses. This is a really cool fighter plane. I really like the way this looks. So glad to find having one of these in my collection. So this is a cool plane to add. So that's an awesome new addition. Next up is the Rise and Climb. Pretty cool fantasy casting, like the way it looks. Rims are pretty nice, the bikes are cool. It's a nice looking car. So I'm glad to find this one. So that's pretty cool. Next up is the Diablo 3. It's a pretty cool fantasy casting as well, with a surfboard and electric bike back there. I like the rims, look pretty cool with the that outline to them. So it's a pretty cool car. So that's pretty cool. Next up is the Fastbed Hauler. Pretty cool little hauler truck. It's a pretty cool casting. This moves, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool, like, hot rod style, old 30s Ford tow truck, basically. So it's a pretty cool one to add. I feel like this is a cool casting, so always cool to get a new one of these. So yeah, I'm glad I added this to the collection. Next up is the Grand Group C Fantasy recolor. This is a cool little fantasy, like, Le Mans style kind of car. I like the way it looks. The two different rims on it are pretty cool. The yellow I like better than the white. This looks pretty cool. I like this. It's a pretty cool fantasy casting, so can't go wrong with that. It looks really cool. So yeah, that's a cool car. Really gotta find this one. Next up is the Lawrence like rally car fantasy. Really cool car. I like the way it looks. There's big lights up front. Rims are okay. Nice wing back there. It's a cool looking rally car. I always like this casting, so that one's really cool. So yeah, that's a really cool rally style car. Gotta add that to the collection. Next up is the Track Manga. Another cool little fantasy casting. It's based off like a Japanese style custom car. So I always thought this casting was pretty cool. I like the way it looks. The convertible. Pretty cool looking paint scheme. It's a pretty cool casting. Not a big fan of those orange tires, but still really cool. I like the way it looks, so it's a nice little car. Nothing too crazy, but still pretty cool. Next up is the Leo GT. Really cool fantasy hypercar. These new rims. Really excited to add this to the collection. Really cool hypercar. Rims are really nice. I love that big wing. Just a really cool looking fantasy hypercar. Really glad to add this to the collection. Just a nice car. Looks really cool. So that's an awesome new car to add to the collection. So I'm really glad to find that. Next up, a new bike, a Honda CB750 Cafe Racer. Awesome bike. I like the way it looks. Just a cool looking bike. Those new tires are pretty cool. I like the blue on it and the nice tan chair seat. Just a cool looking bike. Really got to add this to the collection, so that looks really cool. This is a cool bike, so that's awesome. Next up, the last mainline Hot Wheel is the Beatles Yellow Submarine. Pretty cool little submarine from the Beatles. It's a pretty cool looking one. Just a little submarine, but it's cool looking. I like the way it looks and stuff. It's pretty cool looking. So yeah, I do like the Beatles, so this is a pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of Beatles, but this is a pretty cool based off that song. So that's pretty cool to add. That's it for mainlines. Next up is a pop culture, the 1964 GMC panel. Really cool panel truck, but I don't really care about the Star Wars on it, but I like this casting. So it's always pretty cool to find a new one. I like this casting a lot. Those rims are nice. Pretty cool front end. No front decals, it does have that rear decal, which is all you need. It's a pretty cool car with a Star Wars look to it. So that's pretty cool. I like this truck. So that's a cool one to add to the collection. So that looks really nice. So that's cool. And last up is car culture, the Auto Street Stress. This is the 72 Mercedes-Benz 280 SEL 4.5. Really cool Mercedes. I love the way it looks. Its rims are pretty cool. Nice green. I love that front end. That rear end. This is a really cool Mercedes. I like the way it looks. It's a cool looking car. So, yeah, I'm really glad to add this to the collection. So, yeah, that's really cool. So that's all I found this week. Like I said in part 1, I'm recording this on Tuesday, but I have another trip. My second trip of the 2 trips I had planned for this year's in a few weeks. So I wanted to get it done. These few weeks done like I did the first trip I had. So, and then after that, we'll get back to normal, like the week basis. So, anyways, I hope you guys like this video. More videos like this, please like, subscribe, and notification bell. See you guys in the next video, and I'll talk to you guys next time.